What's up, guys? Mr. Telescope back at it again with another game analysis. This one is going to be a solo game from my live streams. This is one of the ones where I had to flex, and I think it's a good game that kind of highlights the mistakes I make at the rank with roles I'm not comfortable with, because mostly I am a support player, but this game I ended up having to flex to tank. So it was definitely interesting. The game starts off immediately, and all 5 of the other players just immediately insta-lock DPS. Wasn't much discussion. They kind of just went for it. So instead of just immediately tilting, I just decided to flex. I don't want to be support into this kind of situation. I'd rather just have fun. So I ended up picking my my fun pick in Captain America. I'm just saying I'm not gonna tilt. I'm just gonna have fun. But that's kind of the way you gotta have to do things to kind of grind up. But before we go any further, I know a lot of the people that clicked on this video aren't subscribed. A lot of you first time seeing this channel. If you like this kind of content, it would really help out if you left a like, left a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of this. Maybe even subscribe if you're into that. Really helps me out a lot. And as we kind of get back to the video here, things kind of shake out. One of the important things with Captain America is you are a dive tank. You want to take. He doesn't have a lot of damage, so you're not diving to take damage. You're diving to take attention from the front line onto you. So here I immediately start off by checking the high ground to see if there's anyone up there, and there was Loki up there. I end up pressuring him off the high ground and taking a pretty chunk damage. The other important thing with knowing these dive characters and Captain America in particular is knowing where health packs are. This map's kind of new. I haven't played on it too much this season, so I have a rough idea where the health packs are, but I'm not the most confident. Here's an example of a bad play by me. I try to take the attention of the Psylocke. She ends up doing way too much damage to me and ends up getting back to the fight. I have to end up leaving to grab health packs because I don't want to commit and end up losing my life. Being alive is the most important thing with Captain America. The more time you are alive and the more you're actually taking eyes off that front line is important. So I played the health pack simulator game, and I try to dive back in. I end up doing a pretty decent job of taking the eyes off of both the healers onto me, but then Storm looks at me, I kind of panic, I grab a health pack here, and then I overstayed my welcome here. I should have started running away a lot sooner, and going to grab another health pack. That was just a bad play by me. My team also ended up committing a scroll goal ult there, and it kind of just devolved into a big nothing burger. So end up diving in, taking damage. Storm starts looking at me. I grab a health pack. She didn't pressure me too much, so I go back in. I have enough health to kind of create some pressure here. I should have committed a little bit further there, but I don't know. My brain must have just been turned off. Must have thought that was someone else's ult, and I just ended up making this pretty egregious non-pressure game. So my team ends up cleaning me up, carrying me through that first fight, and I end up going to pressure that Storm back there. So then here I immediately try to get back in the fight and start thinking of what's the next thing to do. So I go to immediately pressure the backline here, and I pressure both supports, and I end up getting the Storm pretty low. She ends up getting killed by one of my teammates, and I end up getting both the supports to kind of look at me and the Psylocke. Psylocke kind of tunnel visions on me and doesn't put too much pressure on the payload, leaving the Sue by herself, or was it? And I just end up they end up getting the point. Cloak and Dagger ends up going down, and then Doctor Strange there. He ends up falling to the team, and we end up easily securing that point. I then go to proceed to put more pressure on. I just kind of use my ult here to try to go as deep as possible into their backline and just kind of keep putting that space on, and we just end up easily pushing the point forward. So here we commit the scroll goal ult. I try to pressure off that, end up hitting that, but not really getting good follow-up. But then here's a good example of taking eyes. I have the Loki looking at me, I have Storm chasing me down at the moment. That's 2 people that just aren't on the front. I end up pressuring the supports. Now I got 3 people looking at me. So health pack's still on cooldown. I decide to, since my team's a little bit closer, to push up and engage there. And I end up getting bailed out. I end up making a dive here. Supports put some love on me. I grab the health pack, got some love, immediately go back in. Their Cloak and Dagger ends up using her ult there, which pushes the rest of my team off and gives their team a chance to like regroup and get back to point. So then I just play the health pack game, and their Storm ends up committing her ult, which gets 3, which is really good. Kind of shows like how an ult kind of changed the game. So I'm here. I'm just trying to build my ult again. I'm just throwing in some cheeky damage, getting to look at me. I go in, get out, get in, get out. So I hop in back this time. Pressure in the back line. Loki and Storm and Cloak and Dagger end up looking for me. Whole team backs up, and then Storm ends up chasing me down. She chases me all the way down. The health pack was on cooldown, and when I went to it, and she ends up just getting me with her little Storm ability. Our Storm commits her ult, and really got nothing with it. She went a little too deep. I don't know if she was like looking for supports back there, and nothing really happened there. So, taking a deep breath, trying to regroup. Team's got a few ults coming online, so we commit our Susan ult, they commit their Susan ult. I kind of jump in, start putting pressure in the back. Our team slowly starts moving up with me. So as I'm pushing that pressure forward, I got the supports. I have and Penny kind of just hold me down in the back line, but it just gave up so much space that my team's able to push the payload really far. And then we're able to start getting picks after like the fight kind of devolves into more of a brawl. I see that the Susan is low, and I end up just getting her, and pretty much the fight's over at this point. Just clean up kills. I think this is probably a bad time for me to use my ult. I didn't need to use my ult here. I think I was pretty safe. I think I just misjudged how many people were actually there. Yeah, so that was kind of bad by me. Penny ends up, the enemy Penny ends up using her ult to push me down, which is pretty good. Decent ult trade. She's gonna get her ult faster, and then this is a point where it's like I always like have rarely played on third point of New York. Like I've been here like this might be my third time, so I probably should sit down and actually look at the map a little bit more. I end up going back to point to try to let my healers get a little bit of ult charge off me and push things. And then this is me not knowing the map. I was going for that health pack up there that I saw. Buildings start reforming. I'm like, okay. And it completely threw off my tempo of like my plan. And then it really just threw things off a loop. So I dance around in the back building. I keep trying to bait him back and forth. I don't want him to know which way I'm kind of coming out. So I kind of play like a little chicken there. But they end up doing a really good job of like only committing 1 or 2 people to look at me here. Penny's staring me down, which is nice. It's a tank for tank trade, and she's a real area denial tank. So she's able to, her ability to kind of like web people up, hold things. If she's not playing in her nest and stuff like that, it makes her pretty bad. So they end up holding at this choke. Our Susan commits her ult, but immediately dies. So her ult's gone, which really sucked. I end up coming back, taking a lot of damage, grabbing a health pack. There's not a lot of good flanks here. And this is me kind of just floundering, looking for another one. I didn't see the one on the right back there, which is like when I was going back through and editing this video, I was like, oh, damn. I knew where the health pack is. And then I saw this one, end up trying to go for it. And then the building reforms again. If I would have grabbed that health pack, it probably would have made things a lot easier for that fight, and we might have been able to sustain a little bit more, but me not having that health pack and just going in at like 100 health kind of just cemented the deal, because like I'm alive, I'm still doing things here, but end up dying just because like yeah, knowing the map is kind of important, and how things kind of shake down like that is like map knowledge and positioning. Like I had no idea that the map was going to reform there. That threw me for a loop. Every time I tried to go for a health pack in critical conditions, I just ended up dying. But, you know, that's how it be. So, shaking things off, we end up actually getting an Atom switch here and a Rocket, which I'm a pretty big fan of for defense here. I like Rocket. He's able to put out a ridiculous amount of healing, and I could sometimes get incidental healing from one of his balls just bouncing into an area I have, which is always nice. Love incidental healing. Teams, when you play this map, you should probably post up on the high ground up here more instead of having like one person up here. Have maybe one or two supports up there. You don't want to give up the high ground. You want a tank to be able to touch the ground. Um, I'm up front playing high ground here, looking for a disruption pick. So I'm kind of just going back here immediately. I know this health pack's here. Take some damage, get in and out, cook some eyes. I start pressuring this storm. She ends up getting saved by the Loki's little stones, and I keep the Atom is actually really massive for bursting me back up into full, so I can immediately just like kind of come back to him, get bursted up, go back in, and then if I do get over peaked, it helps that Rocket has the revive station, which is so we're able to actually like pressure him off. I'm just doing Captain America things, playing more with my team on defense here. I'm not just like running off into oblivion and playing health packs, since I don't need to take too much space. I just need to annoy their backline and give my team the opportunity to snipe the people when they're looking the other way. I should have died there, but their teamwork was really bad, and they just like couldn't kill me. Like I was nutted, bro. They like that squirrel girl nutted on me, and I should have just been dead. Like you take a squirrel girl nut, like you can squirrel girl nut and then get squirrel girl nutted again and hold the tank in the back line, and you're just done. This is bad on my end. I didn't know where the health packs were, and I spent way too long there, but my team was able to actually get up some nice kills, and I'm looking for an off angle here. Kind of put some pressure on. I see squirrel girl's coming back. Push her back in. She throws some nuts at me. I grab a health pack, and then I come back. Their Psylocke committed her ult, which was pretty crazy. She was able to get one, and then immediately got domed by the Punisher. And then we're actually making a pretty impressive ult here. But our ults are coming online. I think Punisher ulted in a really weird spot here, if I remember correctly. We're kind of stacking them. And I'm just doing cap things. They really just don't have a good answer to me. Where Penny is a good answer to Captain America if he's solo by himself. Just a good answer to Captain America in general. He's the net really stops his momentum from turning off and on, like from getting in and out. And the spider nest just will kill him, just 100%. It'll chunk him down like 400 health so quick. It's pretty obscene. Team doing a really good job taking advantage of the fact that they're pretty much always in a 5v4 situation. I dive into their Psylocke, trying to take some of the hits off of some supports in the back, and then my team ends up getting some really nice kills. Squirrel ends up dying here to I think it was a ricochet. It was a ricochet. I was gonna pause and cut here, but we keep going. They end up teleporting in with a nice strange portal, and my team still holding them off really well. There's pressure back here. End up getting the squirrel girl. Doctor Strange just, I think he gave up. I don't know, just either controller died or something. He might have been looking for Rocket, but end up getting him. And we're just we're doing really good Captain America things. You know, in and out of fights. I end up throwing here. I should have dove for that health pack a little bit sooner, and I think this is what this causes like the whole team dynamic to kind of fall apart. Immediately, I'm down. It's a 5v5. They have support ults. We don't have support ults, and my team just kind of collapses pretty hard here. When you're solo tank with Captain America, it's really important to never die. Like, you cannot die as solo tank Captain America because you have to have that constant pressure. I'm able to get back quick enough, but the damage is already done. My team kind of fell apart. Luckily, they committed their Cloak and Dagger ult too. They didn't really need to do that. I think they have a little too much respect for me at the moment in time. And they end up actually securing the point pretty quickly after that first death of mine. Things kind of roll out here pretty smooth. For a while, we don't get back to take a lot of space. Our Mantis has to use her ult to stay alive, which I think is fine. Mantis gets her ult pretty quick. And we're actually... Oh, I didn't realize we were actually going triple support, which is pretty meta. Once you start getting up in higher ranks, people just play that. They end up taking just so much space here until I get back. And that's like the hard thing with like solo tank Captain America, is the amount of space they just took so much space because I wasn't there. I end up committing my ult, trying to give my team time to like recoup and restabilize, and that's all I'm really trying to do right now, is just give my team time to like get back together, get back into a group of 5. Doesn't matter if I die here because it spawns like really close. I'm just trying to like give my team a forced group up. So I end up dying here, but now it's 5v5, and we end up like getting forced off pretty quick. So like all that effort I put in, they were pushed up pretty far. They end up getting 2 more picks, but then we get 2 picks back and a revive off of Rocket's little towers. So then we're back here and we're pretty much full strength. Squirrel Girl commits her ult, and then I commit mine. Not mine, I just commit in. Team's all looking pretty forward. Psylocke's back here. I'm just touching the point, stalling it at this point. I touched it, swapped it to my team's possession, and now they're all looking at me. No one's dead yet on my team, and even if they are dead, our spawn's quicker. So I have 4 people trying to kill me. I have Storm, I have Psylocke, I have Doctor Strange looking at me a second, and now he got pressured back. Now he's back looking at me again, and I'm 4v1ing. My team just was able to shit on, which was really good supporting for my team. Adam saved my life like 3 times there with his soul bond and his little abilities, which was really nice, and I was able to pretty much tank that, and my team was able to clean up. So my team's pushed up pretty far here. We know they have a Strange, and I know they have a Strange, so I'm pushing up far too to try to get as much pressure, because if you're right there when they Strange Portal, you can go through their Strange Portal. And boom, I'm on them. I'm right in the back line. I put that pressure on. They think that the whole team's there, but they're on point. And now I'm just actually putting pressure. And then the same thing happens, where I'm putting pressure, they have to look at me. They do look at me, and that kind of just ends the game. Right then and there, my team just ends up, unfortunately, just roasting them. Was a really fun game. I messed up plenty of times there. It's not a perfect game for Captain America, but it kind of just shows, like, even though I am a heavy support player, it is always nice to have flex roles. And sometimes it's better to flex and let other people play roles they're more comfortable with than, like, tilt and immediately go off. But yeah, if you like this kind of video, like, comment, subscribe. I hope to make some more. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.